The first thing Henry Grant noticed wasn't the chipped coffee mug or the faded linoleum floor of the roadside diner. It was the way the waitress flinched every time someone raised their voice, even if it wasn't at her. He wasn't used to diners like this. Billionaire tech investors usually weren't. But a flat tire and a dead phone had stranded him here, somewhere off a highway in rural Pennsylvania, while his assistant scrambled to send help from New York. She was young, maybe mid-20s, with tired eyes that tried to smile before the rest of her face caught up. Her name tag read Eva, and there were faint scars barely visible running along the sides of her arms, like old brushstrokes of pain she hadn't meant to show. When Henry ordered his coffee, she apologized as if she was in the wrong for existing. Something in that shook him. He wasn't trying to pry. But Henry had made his fortune reading people. Investing wasn't just about numbers. It was about sensing a story behind a facade. And something about Ava felt like a chapter no one had ever read. "Rough morning?" he asked gently when she refilled his cup. Ava hesitated, then gave a practiced chuckle. "Just tired, that's all." But then a man walked in. Tall, burly, loud. Wore his presence like a badge. When Ava saw him, she froze. Her knuckles turned white around the coffee pot. Her eyes dropped to the floor. Henry noticed everything, and more than that, he recognized it. The fear, the silence, the kind of silence that screamed all the things she wasn't allowed to say. He waited until the man left. Then he left a $100 tip and a folded note under his mug. "If you ever need a fresh start, I can help. No questions, just kindness." Henry. He left his personal number, just in case. 3 weeks passed. Then, at 2:14 a.m., his phone buzzed. A message. From a number he didn't recognize. "Is the offer still good?" She didn't call. She didn't have to. Ava didn't just want a job, she wanted a way out. In the days that followed, Henry learned the scars weren't from an accident, as she'd once told customers. They were from a past she'd escaped more than once, but kept getting dragged back into by a man who told her she'd never survive without him. He found her a safe place to stay. Connected her with counselors, got her into a tech training program under a fake name. Eva was smart, scary smart. In a month, she was coding like she'd been born with a keyboard in her hands. In 6, she was interning at one of Henry's startups in Seattle. He didn't tell anyone who she was, didn't publicize it, didn't try to own her story. He just quietly watched her rise. Then 1 year later, almost to the day, Eva stood at a company town hall meeting presenting a new app she'd helped design. It wasn't for profit. It was a discreet resource for domestic abuse survivors, one that looked like a simple weather widget, but when tapped, offered escape planning tools, emergency contacts, and shelter directories. No ads, no tracking, just safety and hope. When she finished, the room stood in stunned silence, and then the applause broke. Afterward, Ava found Henry by the back wall. She smiled, really smiled this time. "I never thanked you," she said. "You never had to," he replied. She nodded. "But I want to." Then she handed him a letter, sealed, heavy, handwritten. "It's from my younger self," she said. "The girl who thought no one would ever see her scars and still be kind." Today, Ava Rivera is a household name. Her app, Haven, has helped over 2 million people worldwide. She speaks at conferences, schools, shelters, not about trauma, but about triumph. And Henry? He still invests. But he says no stock ever gave him a return like a folded note in a diner and a call at 2:14 a.m. The end. Scars tell stories, not of weakness, but survival. And sometimes all it takes is one act of kindness to turn a scar into a star.